Good afternoon, students. So, in continuation of our unit dyes and intermediate industries, we saw introduction to dyes and then the classification of dyes. In that, we saw one category of dye as vat dyes, which is an important type of dye. And in this video, we will see in detail about vat dyes and how it is made. So up until 1950, all the dyes were naturally. Okay, so this is anthracene, not C. Yes. So until 1950s, all dyes were available from natural sources. No synthetic dyes were synthesized. So up until 1850s, in around 1900, Renish Born in Germany accidentally prepared a blue dye from anthracene, which he named as indigo dye. After this, Born and his co-workers synthesized many other vat dyes. So indigo was even available naturally before that, but it was the first dye to be synthesized as well. So definition of vat dye is a water-insoluble dye which is converted into soluble form by treating with a reducing agent in alkali and then converting into soluble form by oxidation. So we saw this same thing while we were seeing classification also, that vat dye needs treatment before and after dyeing both. So it is first it is made soluble by reduction and then again made insoluble by oxidation. Why the name vat dyes, or why are they called vat dyes? So the name derives from large wooden vessel from which vat dyes were first applied. So this in picture we can see the vessel, which vat dyeing means dyeing in a bucket, and vat for coloration of textile products. Almost any dye, including fiber reactive and direct dyes, can be used in a vat dye. Along with vat dye, we can combine any other type of dye as well. The original vat dye is indigo, obtained from the plant. As we said, indigo was available naturally as well, which is a great example of vat dye, which is the original vat dye. Redox reaction takes place in this process: first reduction and then oxidation. Indigo is a great example of this class of dye, and it changes from yellow to green in the back and then blue as the hair hits it when it comes in contact with atmosphere. But not all vat dyeing is done with vat dye. General properties of vat dye, we have seen most of it, but we will see in here again. Insoluble in water, cannot be used directly for dyeing. Without redox reaction, it cannot be used directly. Can be converted into water soluble form by reduction and possess affinity to cellulosic fibers. Involves two steps: reduction of vat dye into weakly acidic gluco form, and the another step is salt formation by NaOH. So this is a chemical reaction of reduction of vat dye, reducing property of sodium hydrosulfide. Reduction of indigo is taking place. On reduction, it becomes water soluble. So we can see here first with water insoluble product is obtained after reduction, and after the application of dye is done, again it is its oxidation is done and it is made, not water insoluble. After reduction it becomes water soluble, then dyeing process is done, then after finishing dyeing oxidation is done to make it water insoluble again. chemical classification of wet dyes. Two main classes are indigoid wet dyes, another is anthraquinone wet dyes. So the differences or properties of both this classification is indigoid are possess low affinity for cellulose and low fastness, whereas anthraquinone type are majority of wet dye belongs to this class and have complex structure, possess high affinity and better fastness as compared to the previous one. So steps in wet dyeing, these are the procedure for wet dyeing a fabric. So they involve three steps. The first is wetting, oxidation second, and third is after treatment. We will see each step one by one, starting with wetting. Wetting is process of converting water insoluble form of dye to the water soluble form. Sodium hydrosulfide is mostly used reducing agents in with NaOH. So reduction process is called wetting step. After absorption of the by the fiber, so after the dyeing is done, it is by reduction, after the dye is done soluble, it is absorbed by the fiber and it is dyed. The dye made soluble liquefied is converted again to the water insoluble form by oxidation. This process is carried out in the course of wet treatment by addition of oxidants such as hydrogen peroxide. For oxidation, the oxidants used are example is hydrogen peroxide. After treatment, this is the third step in the wet dyeing process and also the final step in the dyeing. And the final step consists in after treating the material in weak alkaline liquor with a detergent at boiling temperature. So material or fabric whichever is which is dyed, it is treated with a detergent at low boiling temperature, not low boiling. This soap treatment is not only aimed to remove pigment particles but also allows the crystallization of amorphous dye particles which give the material the final shade and the fastness properties typical of wet dye. So because of this treatment with detergent, crystallization of amorphous dye particles take place and they fasten well and the bonding is even strengthened. Also the shade improves. Next, classification according to affinity for fiber. So wet dyeing conditions can vary widely in terms of temperature and amount of salt required depending on the nature of dye applied. Also based on temperature, amount of caustic soda, hydrosulfide and salt used in dyeing, wet dyes can be classified into four main groups. We will see these groups now. So these are the four classes of these types of dyes, wet dyes. First is IK, that is indenthrine and coal. Also because the main components are the chemical structures of wet dyes are complex and mostly are the derivatives of either anthraquinone or indenthrine. So this indenthrine is one of the main chemical components. IK dyes means indenthrine is the main component and it is cold and this has low affinity and they are dyed at 20 to 30 degrees Celsius and require little alkali and salt to increase the dye absorption. Next is IW, again same indenthrine, warm. Now they have higher affinity as compared to IK group and they are dyed at a little higher temperature, that is around 40 to 45 degrees Celsius with more alkali and little to no salt. Then again next is IL, normal dyes. They are highly substantial and applied at 60 degrees Celsius and require much alkali, so even more than the above two types, and no addition of salt is required. So in IK dyes we saw that equal amount of alkali and salt was used. Then in IW amount of alkali increased but salt decreased, and in normal dye again alkali is required in large quantity but no salt is required. IK is special class. These are special dyeing. These are used for special dyeing applications, and the dyeing time is usually around 45 to 60 minutes. Next is advantages of this type of this wet dyes. So have high color fastness, which is uncommon in other classes. Poor rubbing fastness. Inco dye is a type of wet dye that uses light rather than oxygen to fix the dye, and mostly used in garment industry. But as of now, with popularity of reactive dyes, fiber reactive dyes, use of wet dye is now somewhat decreasing. Disadvantages of this type is limited shade range, bright shades are missing, and sensitive to abrasion, complicated application procedures, and it is time consuming, slow process, and not more suitable for wool. So yes, it is used for wool as well, but other types of dyes are more better, or we can say this type of dye is not really as suitable for wool as it is for other fibers. So this was about wet dye, one of the most important types of dyes. So they have chemical structures which are complex and are derivatives of anthraquinone and benzene, and on reduction they become soluble. They are not water soluble, but on reduction they become soluble. Then dyeing is done. After that again they become after that oxidation is done to bring it to its original form, that is the water insoluble form. So the colorless compounds are used to impregnate these cotton fibers, and they are then treated with oxidant or exposed to air to develop the colors. They are expensive but used for fabrics in a number of applications with frequent washing, such as in t-shirts and denims. Some dyes are applied as paste for printing. Also we saw that for posters and other type of printing works also now it finds its application. This paste contains sodium hydrosulfide and aldehyde reducing agent. We saw that alkali and salts are required. They can be printed on cloth, then developed by passing through an oxidizing bath containing sodium dichromate or toluene. Production of wet dyes or dyeing process of wet dyes is done in 3 steps, as saw: wetting, oxidation, and after treatment, as we saw here. The best known example of wet dye is indigo. Also, due to its large application for cotton denim, its lack of fastness seems to be a major disadvantage. Nowadays, some modified version of indigo, such as Thio indigo, are used in place of normal indigos to give very bright shades with good fastness quality as well. They are mainly used for rayon. Also, because of the ease of process and relatively easy chemistry, we can say, there are not more number of reactions taking place. So this type of dye can be run in simple vessels and can be synthesized in wooden wets, as we saw the wooden vat being used, because of which the name vat dye has become common. Yes, this was all about vat dyes. Next we will see process flow diagram for which dyes, or process flow diagram for most common vat dye, that is for manufacturing of indigo dye.